Hello there. So, for my border crossings assignment, I am going to talk about the time that I basically put myself in the shoes of a homeless person. Just to clarify, I am not homeless. I have never been homeless. I have never experienced chronic homelessness. Although I do know people that have unfortunately experienced that, close friends and close family. Um, Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated at my undergrad college. Every winter, they do this event called Sleep Out for the Homeless. And I actually did this 4 years in a row, all through undergrad. And I think that it's such a great experience, not because you're actually, sleeping out overnight in the cold, it could be raining, but because it raises awareness for the less fortunate. Essentially, the event is a drive to get donated items um, for the homeless population, and items like socks, hygiene products, non-perishable food items, sleeping bags, tents, things like that. I am originally from Durham, North Carolina, and I have my partners from Charlotte, North Carolina, and they Charlotte actually has an entire homeless population in what we refer to as tent city. This event it raised a lot of awareness. I just want to point out a couple of factors that I specifically remember as far as like uh, participating in this experience. So for one, it's always in the wintertime because as we know, the winter and the summer is more harsh for homeless people because it is cold and or very hot. Also, the conditions are not ideal. The conditions are never ideal, but I remember it being very cold and it had rained. Okay, in the last one I participated in, which would have been 2021. I remember it being very cold and rainy, and the ground was kind of muggy, and I had didn't bring a tent. I bought a sleeping bag. So essentially, you come, they give you this small goodie bag, and it's got like a off-brand toothbrush, off-brand toothpaste, um, and then it's got a poncho in it, and then it's got like crackers in it. So this is like kind of the idea of like what a goodie bag would be that a homeless person may have donated to them. And so you choose to participate in it from 8 to 12 hours. I only lasted for 9 hours. I did not get much sleep because the ground was hard. The ground was also wet, so the inside of my sleeping bag got wet. My feet did not stay dry. That was one of the things that surprised me because I had on socks, I had on shoes, but because it had rained on us, my feet did not stay dry, and I did not bring an extra pair of socks. And so I realized, that's something that homeless people experience all the time. They don't have the proper resources for dry feet, which is something that we take for granted. Another thing, I was hungry. So they do not feed you. You can bring like once again non-perishable items. I had bought one of those tuna cans with crackers, a couple of water bottles, a couple of granola bars. Was hungry. Like we got to hour four, maybe. I had ate my snacks, drank my water bottles. They didn't give us anything else. Um, Also, the environment was basically a large, like open field type area, which, like I said, in Charlotte, North Carolina, they have what we call Tent City, which a lot of homeless people live there, and they also have to pick up and move a lot. So another factor I want to point out is that we did move not too far away, but like a block or so down. And they like so I remember we were sleeping, and so this might have been like around 3 a.m. Cold, wet, cold, wet, and hungry. I had dozed off just a little bit. I never was in a full sleep because I was just too aware of everything that was going on around me. I was never in a full sleep. And so I think to myself now, um, homeless people experience a lot of restlessness of having to, be on the go all the time. They're not just, hunkered down in one spot for a long period of time. They have to move around a lot. So around 3 a.m., 3:30 a.m., there was like It was like a guy walking around with not a cowbell, but it was like one of those drum things that's got the sticks and the balls on the end, making a ton of noise, telling the group to move. Once again, it's a simulation kind of like thing, so they kind of want you to like feel like this is what homeless people experience. And so we had to get our things together, get up, and move like a block down. And after that, I couldn't go back to sleep. Also, the area that we moved from was like not like a mucky, grassy area, but it was to like a concrete area. So like there's a basketball court in like a park, and I was like, well, where are we supposed to lay? On the concrete, because that's what a homeless person would experience. So I also realized like, so there was about maybe like 30 or so of us. I realized that there's not many places for homeless people to sit. So there was like one thing that I strongly disagree with is the fact that the benches, so the benches sit very low, and then there's only space for about two people there because they've got these odd bars on them. And I'm like, why would a normal person, even like not somebody who's, well, homeless people are normal people as well, but even a person who is not experiencing that, why would they sit comfortably here? They wouldn't. So I started to think to myself, like, I feel like that is a tactic for, homeless people to not crowd the bench, you know what I'm saying, to move somewhere else. So yeah, those were the things that I mostly remember, that it was cold and mucky and I didn't have extra socks. I was hungry. We had to move in the middle of the night. We were woken up to like forceful noise. Like that was just very jarring. So that's the time that I put myself in the shoes of a homeless person on purpose. And I think that, like I said, that event raises a lot of awareness of what like homeless people go through, and they do a donation drive at the beginning of it, to uh, get items to actually hand out to the homeless. So it's not just something in vain; it's actually to help and raise awareness. Thank you.